Here's the bigger picture. Not only is your mind, your thoughts, the target of advertisers, it's the target of the devil. That's the bigger picture. See, we're talking about something much more important than what car you drive, what food you eat. We're talking about what lays in the balance here is your eternal destiny. I mean, that's how important this stuff is. And that's the implications. You have to learn to conquer your thoughts because it has eternal consequences if you don't. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 35 says, "We do live in the world, but we do not fight the same way that the world fights. We fight with weapons that are different from those the world uses. Our weapons have power from God that can destroy the enemy's strong places." Let's read the rest of it together. "We capture every thought and make it give up and obey Christ." I mean, here's the battle that's really being waged in life. This is reality, folks. People around you, they all look normal. Everybody on the outside, just like the plane going overhead, everything looks great. That person's got it under control. But inside, in our mind, our thoughts, we are in a battle. We are in crisis mode. We're in battle mode. We're trying to conquer those thoughts. And your mind is the front line of the battle. That's how important this is. James chapter 1, verse 14 through 15 says, "Temptation is the pull of man's own evil thoughts and wishes. These evil thoughts lead to evil actions." You see that? Yes. These evil thoughts lead to what? What you think is what you end up doing. Your thoughts are the train track. Your actions are the locomotive, the train. Whatever your thought life, the track is in your life, the track of thinking you have in your life, that's what you're going to end up doing. So these evil thoughts lead to evil actions and afterwards to death. Wow. How do you make that jump? Well, the thing about thoughts is that sometimes it's not a big thought and it doesn't even have to last for a long time. Sometimes a thought can be small and subtle. Do you understand? It's just a passing thought. Have you ever had those and think, where did that come from? Why would I even think that kind of stuff? Have you ever had a thought go through your head like that? Like, okay, that's done. Where did that come from? Sometimes it's just a small thought, comes in a small way. It's a very subtle thing. And then it has a tendency sometimes to creep back into your mind. It's kind of like this piece of thread. You probably can't even see the thread. It's just a very, very thin, very, very thin kind of a thing. I need a volunteer. Who wants to volunteer? Melissa, come on up here. Let's push this out of the way a little bit so I can maneuver and you can do your thing here too. It's like, put your arms out like this, all right? No, you don't have to do that. No, it's... Okay. Is it tied on there?
It's tied.
It's tied. All right. Now, sometimes a thought is just like a tiny piece of thread. The thought comes into your mind, and now I'd like you to try to break the thread. Very simple, right?
Yep.
Very, very easy. I mean, it's easy when the thought first comes into your mind, and it's just one thought. It's a small thought. It's a subtle thought. You think about it. Where does that come from? You toss it out. But the problem with thoughts is that they don't always stay small. You see, you can have a thought now, and then another thought, and then another thought. In fact, neurologists say that we, on an average, have 70,000 thoughts a day. Now imagine me taking this piece of, what is it? Thread?
Thread.
Thank you.
It's thread.
My brain just went dead. All right? And I wrap this piece of thread around her wrists 70,000 times. until it starts looking like this. All right? Now put your wrists out there. Navy square knot.
Well, yeah, you're right. I would not.
As if you would know.
I do.
Now break that. Can you break that, sis? Break it. I know you can pull out of it, but try to break it. Ain't going to happen.
No.
Ain't going to happen. So this is what happens with our thought life. It starts very, very small. Thank you. Give Melissa a hand. It starts very, very small, like a piece of thread, which is simple to break. But if you put 70,000 of these together, by the end of the day, it's looking like this, and now you're struggling. You're struggling. You're having a hard time to break loose from that thought.